Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Sports Scope, the most influential sports talk show on the planet. Got a great show with you on for tonight. Got John Restano from Ballin Sports coming on. 30 minutes past the hour. Free agency, so we know who's going to be a free agent now. Kyler Murray is going to be released when the new league year starts next Wednesday, 1 week from today, folks. Stand by. Got a few other things to talk about, but we'll take our first and only break. I'll be back here momentarily, and we'll hit the ground running here on the Real Sports Scope. Hello, Sports Scope followers. The program has seen tremendous growth since going 5 days a week. I just wanted to thank everybody for your cash contributions and sharing the program with friends and families. Just a reminder, if you want to contribute to the program, go to the Cash App, the cash sign, and Sports Scope. There are other ways to contribute to the program listed at the bottom of the screen. If you want to advertise on the program, go to sports, that is sports with an S, another S, scope, SKOPE, at gmail.com, just like it's listed at the bottom of the screen. Thank you and enjoy the program. All righty then, I'm back here live. But first, I did want to say, after we did our announcements, that Lou Holtz died today. National championship, Notre Dame, great motivational speaker. He was 89, in hospice care, won a championship in Notre Dame back in 1988. He had some of the best motivational speeches I've ever heard. As Dan Patrick once said and once joked around, they put their pants on the same way we do. Folks, I've got a quote here from about a 40-second soundbite here from him. I think it was one of the commencement. He's a great speaker at these graduation commencement speeches. Listen up, Lou Holtz, everybody.
See, you need four things in your life. If you don't have any of these four things in your life, you're going to have a tremendous void. See, everybody needs something to do. Number two, everybody needs someone to love. Number three, everybody needs someone to believe in. In my case, is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. But the fourth thing you need in your life is you need something to hope for. What do you?
Needing something to hope for, having something to do, motivational speaker, something to do, something to motivate you. This show motivates me, folks. I had a rough day at work today. My boss talked to me like a piece of garbage on the bottom of her feet after I've been there for 11 years. But this show, and my faith in that God, Jesus Christ, is keeping me going. You know, getting this show to a national, to a global presence is keeping me going. And listening to guys like Lou Holtz, he's inspired so many. So thoughts and prayers with Lou Holtz and his family. I know he's in heaven rejoicing his life. And the Lord is saying, hey, look, you did a lot for this world. Anyways, I just wanted to say that about the great Lou Holtz. That was not what I planned on talking about today, but I found out this afternoon. I understand at 89 years old, I know that some of my childhood heroes are going to die, coaches and whatnot, actors, musicians, but it still saddens you when they do go and go to the other side. So anyways, thoughts and prayers again. I always say thoughts and prayers. Okay, on a lighter note, folks, they got a guest coming in 30 minutes past the hour. Kyler Murray will be cut. Kyler Murray, and like I said last week, I know that we talked about the Tua situation, the Kyler Murray, the smaller quarterback situation. And listen, and I think Bryce Young's the next one. I think they're going to get frustrated with him in Carolina. It's just a position you've got to, and you say, well, he's. You say, well, he's made this Pro Bowl and that Pro Bowl. You see guys like Adam Scheffner put this out about him. I want to make sure and get this right about Kyler Murray. I'm going through my notes here. First overall pick, rookie of the year in 2019, two-time Pro Bowler, 87 starts, 20,000 passing yards, 32 rushing touchdowns, 60 interceptions, 120. You think that's great? But then you look and you watch the guy. He played 5 games last year. He did have a 17-game season in 24, but he had an 8-game season in 23, an 11-game season in 22. So he's finished one season. He's played every game as a quarterback with all these protections. He has played a whole season just one time in 4 years. So think about it that way. He uses a lot of his energy. The guy, listen, I'm short compared to NFL standards. I'm 5'8". I think he's 5'9", 5'10", depending on who measures him and who can really press the envelope. I want the short guys to win, But guys like Kyler Murray, they use so much energy just to get away and throw the football. They use so much energy. That's why he's hurt by about week 4, week 5. And if he's still playing, he's still banged up because he can't see over the line of scrimmage, folks. You need to be over 6 foot. I know that you've got outliers. I know Drew Brees, great outlier there. Doug Flutie. I was a big fan of Doug Flutie, won a Heisman Trophy. But, it's just one of those things where over time, it's just too difficult for him to make every single throw on the field at that short a height. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on him. To make the clear throws, I've also had some more notes about him. And the only way a team signs him for more than 1 year, I've noted, that is a coach and a general manager are desperate to keep their job another year or two. Say a Jets or a Pittsburgh, get a quarterback in the free agent markets. It's just not a very good free agent quarterback market. We're talking about Malik Willis, folks, getting $25 to $30 million. There's talks that Kyler Murray, with his injury history, because J.J. McCarthy's injury history, going to a Minnesota. So, yeah, the guy will probably get an offer. I'd give him a prove-it type of salary and think of it as, yeah, he's going to prove himself, and not on this team. He'll be a bridge quarterback till I get somebody next year, But this year, with all the hype on Kyler Murray possibly going to this team or that team and whatnot, mainly in Minnesota, maybe perhaps in Atlanta, you just never know where he may go, per se. Okay? But I still say that, yeah, he's a fireball. He'd be great for 3 or 4 games. He's a backup. He's very good. So is Tua, good in the 3 or 4 games, Bryce Young, 3 or 4 games. You don't want these guys playing a 17-game season, But I think of guys like Malik Willis, who's, like I said, $25 to $30 million possibly, what's rumored that he's going to get. The guy's had 6 career starts. It reminds me of another former Green Bay quarterback, Matt Flynn, 2 career starts. He had 6 touchdowns in one game, the last game of the season, a meaningless game. And the Seahawks that offseason gave this guy a 3-year deal, only to be beat out by the third-round pick, Russell Wilson there. So I can kind of see something like that happen. Maybe Malik Willis signs somewhere like a Miami or somebody, and they for 2 or 3 years, and then a Garrett Musmeyer from LSU, who's drafted in the 3rd or 4th round, beats him out in camp, and then you got that dead money to worry with. Or Cole Kluber from Clemson or somebody, So it's interesting to see how that plays out. Also, let's see. I had some more notes here. Listen, the last time the Rams traded a first round pick for a quarterback that I can remember was Jalen Ramsey. Okay. And they ended up going to the Super Bowl. Today, it's a big blockbuster trade here. The Chiefs are in deep talks here, and they made the trade. With this won't go into effect until next week, of course, the new league year starts. With the LA Rams for the 29th pick. Also, there's some other compensation here. A third round pick will be, and they'll get another third round pick in 27. They got a few other picks here. Mainly, it's that first round and then the third round next year. But you're getting an all-pro corner in his prime there. If they would have gave up the Rams, if they would have gave up those two first round picks, I would have said, man, that is a great move for the Chiefs here. But the fact that they just gave up that first 29th pick overall and get a potentially compensatory pick fifth rounder there, that could be just another player, a filling guy. But they've got so much money and cap that's wasted and dead cap and whatnot. It's really tough for them to figure this out. So right now, I would say that the Rams have won that trade, folks. So now they just need one other corner. Maybe they take the McCoy out of Tennessee with the 13th pick. He's been mocked to go there. As of today, if something like that comes about, as of today, I would say that the Rams, if I had to make my pick today, I would say that the Rams are the favorites to go to the Super Bowl out of the NFC. Now, that could change. I was going to tell John that I think his Bears are going to go to the Super Bowl. But they lost their center, retired. He all of a sudden retired. And that's going to bring up a next topic here in just a second. But this Rams team, they've been to divisional round, NFC championship last year. This is about the past 2 years. And with an all-pro level quarterback, now he's getting older. Now he is getting older per se. But they're pretty much well set to make a Super Bowl run. I do think it's that good. Now, listen. It depends on what Brett Veach does in Kansas City with those picks over the next 2 years, how well those picks are. Like, for example, a Tennessee traded A.J. Brown for a first and third round pick, and neither one of those players even on the team. And Brown ended up going to help the Eagles go to 2 Super Bowls. And that's another story to keep an eye on. We don't know. There's talks that, yeah, they would want a huge Micah Parsons-like trade or a Devontae Adams type of trade package that the Raiders, who regret it, I'm sure, give to the Green Bay Packers for Adams. That's what the Eagles would want. If the Eagles are going to stand on some kind of price like that, it's going to be he's going to remain an Eagle. Now, that's a week away. We'll see what happens. I think that price will drop. I do know that the new offensive coordinator with Philadelphia, there is talks that he's wanting to do a lot of plays to feature. The guy's like 29 years old, to feature A.J. Brown more in the offense. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But listen to this, going back to the Rams here, not to get too far off topic. Their defense, Byron Young, I mean, that guy, what he had, double-digit sacks. Jared Verse, we know what he is. Then you throw in a Trent McDuffie, Darius Williams, Cam Kick. I mean, this is going to be a really good defense here. They have rebounded quite nicely from Aaron Donald's departure just a few years ago. Okay. Now, talking about the talking about the ultimate free agent here, and it's interesting. I know a lot of people is going to talk about the quarterbacks, and I understand the stuff with the quarterbacks with Tyler, but this guy Tyler Lindenbaum, and I'm trying to get my notes here, and I can't find them anywhere. Um, Tyler Lindenbaum out of this guy is here we go. He was not franchised. So yesterday was the deadline. Yesterday was the deadline for teams to franchise players. That came and went 4:00 Eastern, 3:00 Central yesterday. And of all people, the center. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, what Daniel Jones and what was the guy named Hinkerson or whatever, Trey Henderson, but he's 31 and got some injuries. I don't know about the edge rusher from Cincinnati, but Lindenbaum, 25 years old, will be 26 early next month. Happy early birthday, Tyler. Going to get a birthday present here in the next probably week or so. Was not franchised and expected the bank to break the bank on salary. He's only missed 2 games in his career. Pro Football Focus has got him ranked second. Got him ranked second in the best center in all of the NFL, behind only Kansas City's Creed Humphrey. Teams like the Ravens, of course, the Ravens did not franchise him, so they'll be in the bidding wars with possibly my man John Rostano's Bears. The Vegas Raiders, they're going to make a strong push at him. The Chargers. Now, the Chargers are up there in money. They're pretty close to Tennessee with the most money. Do you want to pay that California taxes or pay less taxes, go to Tennessee, have a shot to go out of the playoffs? But the flip side is if you go to play for a Jim Harbaugh and the offensive lineman, the 2 tackles they're going to get back, and a potential Super Bowl team, you got to weigh that out if you're Lindenbaum there, per se. They're going to be heavy in the bidding wars for Lindenbaum. Okay, Vegas, of course, you get a chance to play with the potential phenom rookie quarterback, and from Mendoza, you got a new head coach there. So it's a lot. This guy's going to be very high. Hey, he's just a center. Hey, listen, folks. Listen. You want the middle of that pocket to be as clean as possible. With you get a guy like a Cam Ward, or even going back to the Ravens. Go back to the Ravens there, and the clean pockets that their quarterback has had over the years. I mean, this guy was a wrestler. Very good with his hands. Like I said, 2 years, second year in the league, he missed 2 games. Other than that, this guy does not miss games. Run blocking, pass blocking. He's going to commend anywhere from be more than 18, $20 to $25 million a year for a center. I'll tell you what, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'd much rather play a guy like a Tyler Lindenbaum or a Trent Williams, big money like that, than play one of these flashy wide receivers, 35, 40, 42 million, like JSN is going to get. It's just because they're not in the trenches. You can't get these guys the ball without having protection up front, But you look at the situation there. I don't think he's going to sign with the Ravens. I think he's wanting to test the market there a little bit. And if I'm him, I looked at all the state taxes, and I know that everybody's got them that's competing. Nevada does not, and Tennessee does not. Maryland and Illinois, they do have a state tax, but it's nowhere near what California's like 13 or something %. It's something to keep an eye on, per se. But I tell you what, he's going to be a highly coveted first round pick. You know, and I'm just really annoyed for. And I don't know what's going on with this guy, but the center for the Bears retired. Sudden retirement. And I know that Max Crosby has been listed as a possibility to go to the Bears. But of course, their center retired. And just on that note, that's John Restano. I think I should bring him in. You ready, John? John Restano, folks. Hey, man, what's the story behind the Bears center suddenly retired, 27 years old, happened yesterday?
Yeah, hey, Robert. I don't know. I haven't really heard much about why yet.
Okay.
Like there was no reason given that I've heard from the different podcasts and stuff I listened to. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone was shocked. Very shocking. Yeah. I mean, it certainly gives the Bears more needs, right? Because now they need to make up for left tackle because Ozzie Trapillo got hurt, and now they lost Dahlman too. I mean, it is an incredible. I mean, that was a shocking. Probably out of all the things that have gone on for the Bears in my lifetime,
yeah,
I don't recall anything being that like I just come out of nowhere. The only thing he did good though,
level guy too, playing great.
Yeah, and he did. Thankfully, he told them now and didn't wait 2 weeks from now. From after free agency started.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, stunning.
Yeah, and I was telling the audience, of all people, that I think the biggest free agent out there is not Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, or I think it's this Tyler Lindenbaum from the Ravens. You agree with that? Center, man.
Definitely, yeah. After seeing what I've seen with the Bears and who they're, they had, the year before they had Shelton, who ended up being center for the Rams. And then I think Ryan Bates, who was a Bill from Buffalo, and it was so bad. You could just tell how important, and I think a lot of people don't realize it. I certainly didn't even really realize how important that center is. What a big deal he makes to the whole process working right. So yeah, Lindenbaum's out there, and he's I can't believe that Baltimore's just letting him go. I'm surprised. A lot of centers, though. Look at the guy in Washington too. I can never say his last name. I wish I could. It's like B.A. Badzaz or Bad Rams. I don't want to.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, Beta. Yeah. So he did too.
No, I think he's just. I think he's just freaks. The Bears had him in. I just think Washington was letting him go. The Bills, Connor McGovern's another one. Their starting center.
Well, what's the problem with him?
It's got to be money because his contract. It's time for him to get paid. And if you notice, centers get paid, right? They get paid. I mean, and they deservedly so I'm
telling the audience, John, that I'd much rather pay, and he's going to command anywhere from $20 to $25 million. Lindenbaum, he's second according to Pro Football Focus to only Creed Humphrey from the Kansas City Chiefs as the second best center in the league. The guy's 20. He'll be 26 in April. He's only missed 2 starts. I mean, he's ideal. I mean, he's a Jason Kels level of a guy in his prime. I mean, make that pocket clean enough for you to eat off of, man.
Right.
I was talking the other day about Jackson Smith-Njigba wants to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL. And I said, well, for $42 million, if somebody wants to give me 2 first rounds and a third round, I'd trade him now. Even as good as he's playing, these guys can't run their route. What difference does it make how much you're paying a wide receiver, John?
No, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, I look at what the Bears are paying DJ Moore, and now they're trying as hard as they can to move him along by the look of it. So I mean,
here in Nashville would love to have him, man. Maybe give you a 4th round pick or something.
Right. I'm hoping they're going to try to use him in a Max Crosby type trade or something that they may be looking at doing. But I'll tell you this though, I know I saw that the guy from Washington, the Bears brought him in there, the center. Lindenbaum supposedly is also going to be visiting with the Bears. it just, the thing that stinks about the whole thing. I mean, think about it. You had Dahlman locked up. It was one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Yeah.
And now you rip him out. And then, so, you got 2/5 of it you got to fix. And that's too bad because they were looking at a different offseason, right? I mean, where you now could just concentrate on maybe pass rush. But now you're going to, now you're going to concentrate on that center spot. I hope we find out from Dahlman, whatever. I'm not even sure what school he went. Did he go to Stanford? I'm not quite sure what school he went to.
They cut out some good offensive linemen, don't they? Castro went there too.
Yeah.
He used to play with Pittsburgh. I think he went to Stanford also.
I mean, it's smart of him, I guess, for Dahlman. You make a lot of money. You're 27. You're not going to take any more hits to the head because I know those guys take a lot of them, right? Don't those guys?
Yeah.
So, man, they get paid well. It's stunning. 27 years old, and there he goes. But
I like the line. The line doesn't seem to have. They don't really come off as really egocentric or problem child. They're not like receivers. I know Trent Williams, he told Washington, he said he'll never play another day. But that was an awful owner. I mean, he had a bad reputation, obviously. But they're not mouthy. They do their job. They get Rolexes if they block. I mean, they're just, they're low key and they're so, we saw that Super Bowl was, after they punted, they meaning the Patriots, after they punted in the 3 and out in the second half, I stopped watching that Super Bowl. It was unwatchable. It tells you how valuable that position is, and it's just not sexy or fabulous by no means.
No,
and
it's
a must. It's like having a 4-wheel drive living up in Buffalo somewhere, brother.
Right. Yeah. No, right. It's the glue. It's really the glue. Well, that's why I always get frustrated talking about the Bears. Instead you're grabbing wide receivers and you're getting running backs and you're doing all this stuff, but yet your lines are so bad. Like, the lines, both sides of the ball, we know that's where it starts. And they finally figured it out. But those offensive linemen, they're the glue of everything. I mean, they just are. You can't go anywhere without them. It doesn't matter. I don't care who your quarterback is.
Yeah, and your guy, Joe Tooney, your tackle goes out. They paid him so much money, he could flip in there and play left tackle. And you're playing great. You beat the Packers. You almost beat the Rams. He's a prime example. Even guards, John, that are interchangeable for 2 or 3 games, they're even worth paying, man.
Yeah.
Guards.
No,
and
look
at Kansas City. They fell apart.
Yeah,
they couldn't afford Tooney, Oh,
absolutely. No doubt about it. I mean, and I think I look up here in Buffalo. I mean, their offensive line, and it's been pretty consistent, and it's been very good. So I mean, it's the teams that are good. They have to start there. It is truly, like you're saying, it's the glue of the team. What keeps everything. I didn't realize, Robert, how important a center was. And I don't know why. I've watched football my whole life, watched it.
Me too.
They are the second most important thing on the field next to the quarterback. They're just...
Yeah, the left tackle and, even the right. I mean, that's the blind spot. But the center, man, if you can get up the middle on the guy, I mean, even Brady struggled when you had pressure up the middle. The best ever. So you mentioned the Buffalo Bills, man. What's the thought about hiring Joe Brady? And I noticed they hired this really young defensive coordinator there, and I'm trying to find his name here.
Oh, Jim Leonard.
Jim Leonard, 43 years old. He's around my age, but your head coach is pretty young. What's your thoughts? What's the buzz about that going on up there?
It seems like everyone's excited. They're going to the new stadium, so you're going to get that. Then you get the new, I mean, it was probably time up here. It was probably maybe even a couple years too late to probably make a change. Yeah. I mean, and then I get it. I get why they kept Joe Brady, right? Because looking around, what else were you going to get at the time? Who else were you going to really bring in? They
don't think nobody wants to move up to Buffalo, do they?
No, probably not. No, and and Brady was sought at.
Yeah.
I think he's perfect for the offensive side. The thing that I'm excited for them is their defense. Supposedly, Jim Leonard brings a more aggressive style. Now, this team, I don't know if you realize this, and I wish I had the right stat down. But people can look it up. The Bills haven't had a sack in the playoffs in a long, long time. Like, I think the last time, Leonard Floyd was the one who got it, whatever that was. So they don't
Bosa did not get a sack. That's interesting there, John. Wow.
Yeah, no sacks for this team in the playoffs. So, you kind of got to get the quarterback on the ground. I mean, look how they lost. I mean, and you had to figure after losing to Denver, they shouldn't have lost to Denver. They should beat Denver. That's one of those ones that was just too much to see, because when you look at it, they could have been in the Super Bowl. I mean, New England showed that they were probably a little bit, they caught breaks all the way through the playoffs and all that, the teams they played and the quarterbaks.
Oh, I think they would have gave Seattle a great game. They may have beat Seattle for all we know, because they had a good offensive line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got robbed in that game. Don't get me wrong. That was a bad call. That guy should have cooked off that ball. But you turned the ball over 5 times. You didn't get that many stops, like you said. And McDermott's in charge of the defense. I mean, what do you expect, man? I mean, it's his side of the ball. They couldn't stop the run hardly all year.
No, and it was 10. You figure it's 10 years, I guess, of him and all these, and a lot of near misses, a lot of things. I mean, I know people after the 13 seconds in Kansas City wanted him fired, and that was a while ago.
Yeah.
And they wanted him gone then. And then against Cincinnati, when they lost at home to the Bengals after DeMar Hamlin's incident, his heart stopped. They got beat pretty good in that game. So that's interesting. 10 years. Bill Walsh said people start to zone out, the head coach and management, after 10 years. You should leave after 10 years, the 49er coach here. Right.
And I thought to myself, that is really well. It's a funny thing. Today, I've told you and I'm telling the audience, I had a bad fallout with my boss today. And I was thinking on the way home from work, I mean, she didn't fire me or nothing, but I've been there 11 years this month.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get another gig on the day job, And I didn't know it, but Garmin had been there 10 years. I mean, that's like a cutoff point, ain't it?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it especially when you haven't won, right? Now you haven't won a Super Bowl yet,
man.
And you haven't been there, because it kind of feels like that. Like all right, Baltimore, they got rid of their, Harbaugh went. Probably
about 8. Wow, way overdue, really.
Yeah.
Him and
Tomlin. I mean, that one, he was way, 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 way over, and it seems like he left himself. They didn't fire him, and it's just it's like this in every sport, I think. I mean, Andy Reid is probably ready to go. To be perfectly honest with you, it's probably time.
It was about 10 years when he left Philly. If you right at that point, John, right?
Yeah, but all the winning, though, he can stay as long. You know what I mean? I see that in every sport. You get that. You don't meet expectations, which means you don't win in the end. You don't win at all. You're a playoff team. You don't win at all. You don't even make. Some teams don't even make like the Bills. They didn't make the Super Bowl. So there comes a point where it's like, you got to be tuning that out. There has to be. I thought it was a smart move. At first, I was surprised, very shocked. But then I was like, you know what? This is a good move. You're going into this new multi-billion-dollar stadium, and you can't go in with that. You can't run it back again. You kind of got to have something.
Now, they're going to start in September, or are they going to move this thing in September, John, to the new stadium, or is it next year?
No, it's this year. It starts this year.
Nice.
Yeah, they open it. They open it up, man. New York State is something, when it comes to spending $900 million, they don't mind. So
900. Well, we got one's going to be about $1 billion.
Yeah.
Did you follow Lou Holtz any, John? The Notre Dame coach who passed away today at 89.
Yeah. Didn't he just recently? Remember, he just recently got into that little dust up with Ryan Day after the. Remember that? They got in and Ryan
road, man, and getting the dust up.
But. No, he was right. That's the last time they were great. I mean, they won, and He went. I mean, yeah, he was something, man.
Yeah, I love that guy, man. I tell you, I started the show. I played. As a matter of fact, let me play this for you. See what you think,
Okay.
man. 40 seconds.
See, you need four things in your life. If you don't have any of these four things in your life, you're going to have a tremendous void. See, everybody needs something to do. Number two, everybody needs someone to love. Number three, everybody needs someone to believe in. In my case, is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. But the fourth thing you need in your life is you need something to hope for. What do you want to do? Having hopes and dreams and ambition. See, I think that is absolutely critical. Don't make the mistake.
That wasn't he just like, you remember Dan Patrick used to mock him and say, well, they put their clothes on the same way we do, or put their pants on.
Right. Yeah.
He had some of the best speeches, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and the way he spoke, I mean, listen to him.
He fired up Ryan Day.
Yeah. No, he did. Yeah. Remember how Matt Ryan did? What was that? I wish I could remember what that was. It was just recent. It was during the playoff. Yeah. I don't know if Notre Dame I think Ohio State beat them maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Because I think then, or they didn't play. I don't know, but Holtz
might have been after that loss to Michigan. You just never know. Last year, he always spoke his mind, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Holtz said that they just weren't good. That was basically his Ryan Day got a bit, but that just shows you though how important Holtz was to all of them, right? He's talking at that age, and they're still getting a reaction out of him, and that's sad. How old did you say he was, Robert?
89. He's only been in hospice for a few months now, so he lived a good life, man. I didn't know he was that old. He's always looked the same to me from 1988 till 2026 to me, but we're younger. I do want to get your thoughts, man. What's your thoughts on and I'm not a hockey guy, but I know you are. The U.S. winning the gold medal over Canada. Is that like a big rival now?
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's a crazy. I mean, you think about it. The U.S. hadn't won a gold since 1980, since the Miracle on Ice. So it was that long ago.
Watched the documentary, great documentary on Netflix on that, too.
Unbelievable. And if you ever out there want to see one that's really good, check out the one from the Russians' point of view. I got to remember the name of it. It's incredible where it's talking about it. It was on. I saw it on the Fire Stick. On the Fire Stick. I just wish I could remember. You know what? I'll send it to you when we get off. I'll send it to you.
I'll watch it.
It was so good. You go from that side of it, and that side of it. Obviously, back then, that's the Soviet Union. That was a big deal when you're losing that game to like that to a bunch of kids. Canada, U.S. Now the rivalry was great. Last year they had this. I know you don't watch it, but last year during the All-Star break, they had a Four Nations tournament where it was Sweden, U.S., Canada. Yeah. And remember that when they had all those fights in that game? There's fights all over. And it was old-time hockey. It was great. It's awesome. I mean, the USA winning, I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, the rivalry is something else. You see it online. People, it gets a little, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the team I like, the captain of the team is Austin Matthews. He was also the captain of Team USA. Okay. So when he comes back to Toronto, nice. So when he comes back to Toronto with the gold medal, the crowd booed him. He got booed in his home stadium, home arena. So because they won the gold. In Canada, it's important. I don't know, man. It's a great game. I love when people watch it because it's only too bad that gold medal game had to be on so early in the morning.
It was really early, yeah.
If that could have been on at 2:00, if that could have been at 2:00 in the afternoon, I mean, you could have had on a Sunday. I mean, unfortunately, it's in Italy, so we had to go with their times. But that was a great game, man. Did you get to see any of it, or
at the end of it? I saw how crazy people were going. Didn't they play in a tournament against Canada, and Crosby played and won? Yeah. But this was what a few years ago. Was it 2016? They had that big tournament against Canada, and Crosby played, and they ended up winning. But he did not play in this one, right? And are they kind of using that as an excuse, the reason why they lost?
They started out with that kind of a little bit. You could tell that was a little bit of an excuse, but then it turned into, we just outplayed you guys anyways. We outshot you. We outplayed you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's hockey, man. It's the way hockey is. You can get outshot 42-14, and if your goalie's good enough, you're gonna win. If
Yeah.
you win, you win. I don't know, man. I mean, Crosby beat them in 2010 Olympics in living
Okay.
in Vancouver. He got the golden goal. He beat them. Canada usually beats the United States, but the U.S. has gotten so good. You're getting all these players from weird places. I mean, you got two of the best players in the world from Arizona. Grew up in Arizona. You got kids coming from all over, from the South, from
Not
every.
icy areas. Yeah, that's crazy.
You guys. I saw Nashville. Part owners now is I saw Nick Saban.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
He's
it's
buying up everything in town, man. He's got some car lots, or he's got a Mercedes dealership. He's got part of the Predators. Man, it's interesting. I just had to get your thoughts on that. I wanted
exciting.
to ask you about the Knicks, man. So they beat San Antonio the other day, and they are 3. And San Antonio's been killing people. They beat 11-game winning streak the other day. They beat I want to say they're 3-1 against OKC, but people say, well, it was a long road trip. But hey, the only game that the Knicks lost was only by 2 points. What's your thoughts about that? Is that a sign that maybe the Knicks have a shot to win the whole thing, John?
Well, they beat the Raptors last night, which they do that a lot. And the Raptors aren't bad, but they beat them. Now tonight, I think they are playing Oklahoma City.
Oh,
New York.
Wow, that'd be interesting. Okay.
I think they are, and I think the last I heard is they were down by 8 or 10, the Knicks, but I think it's early. But no, I think in the East, sure they can. I don't see why they can't. I mean, what did they do? They got Alvarado. I guess he's just kind of a role player. As long as you can keep Cat, like Cat is the guy, right? I mean, to me, he's just, you got to have the ball. You got Brunson. You kind of need Karl Anthony Towns to, you need that kind of, but you got to keep him on the court because he fouls kind of, how he is. He fouls out. He sometimes
he's just not a great defender. He's like a huge liability.
It's so frustrating because sometimes you see it where he does. They showed it the other night. I think Shaq was showing it. There's a timer who'll do a screen and roll, and he'll go to the basket hard, and he's unstoppable. And there's sometimes he just doesn't go. You know what I mean? He'll do the pick and roll, but he doesn't roll. Or if he does, it's very nonchalantly.
Shaq mastered that, where he just did the little double jam. Yeah, two-hander.
Now, Robinson, the backup center, I mean, he's something else. The amount of rebounds, the only problem with him is he doesn't really score, and he's terrible from the free throw line. I mean, like, he's Shaq-like terrible. So it's 40% from the line. But no, why couldn't they?
My thing is, if as long as they don't draw both Boston and Detroit, but I don't think it'll work out that way. If they could just beat one of them, are you a little worried that Boston may get Tatum back, and then they're going to be a force to be dealt with?
Yeah, I can't put
in there.
Yeah, I know they never go away. I mean, Cleveland. I think the Knicks. I feel like the Knicks have Cleveland's number. I don't know why. I just feel like the Knicks and Cleveland's a good matchup for them. Detroit. There's no reason why the Knicks can't. I think get to the Eastern Conference Final and maybe make it finally to the finals. I think the coaching change was better than I expected. I do think this. Nice. I do think this guy, their new head coach here, and his name, I don't know why it's slipping my mind. But anyways,
Mike Brown.
Yeah, he allows them to play 6, 7, 8 guys off a couple guys off the bench. There's more.
The Fields didn't do,
No, so there was
that
was it. 6 guys. Now these guys, he's going a little deeper, and I don't know, man. They look good. It's so bad because I'm a little jaded because I'm always used to them. Something happening, and then they don't finish it out in the playoffs. But
screw it up, yeah.
They just got to stay healthy. You need Brunson to stay healthy. Like I can't see him twisting an ankle. He's got to stay healthy. Go to the playoffs healthy, and then see what happens. But I think they're in a good spot to maybe win the East.
Oh man, I really hope so. I'm gonna ask the Mad New Yorker the same question tomorrow after beating the Spurs. Listen, I don't know if they match up well. I mean, I guess I'll have to look at the season-long thing with Thunder, but I'd love to see them win the whole thing. And the Spurs have been killing people. I don't know what it is. The Knicks really, they beat them in that little tournament game they had. I know they're a 3 seed, but hey, man, it is what it is. They just match it well against the Spurs.
Yeah, I think they do a good job on with Wemby. I do notice like Robinson there, the bat, not Cat, but Robinson. He will make him be physical, and I don't think Wemby likes that too much right now. So I think that's a good thing. Like I noticed that when they played the other night, they did a lot of pushing him and knocking him around a bit, which I think it's all you kind of need to do with him right now until he maybe, gets a little bit older or whatever happens for him. But no, they play them well. I don't know, man. Like you say though, the Celtics are going to be the ones. They're going to be trouble if Tatum comes back and there's no issues like, there's no chemistry lost, there's nothing, because Jaylen Brown's obviously having a great year.
Yeah.
So
maybe win the MVP, and did beat them last year, but they got Vukovic, and I didn't think Vukovic had that much left in the tank, to be honest with you. But I don't know. He got a supercharge of fill up of gas. So, hey, brother, on a serious note here, what's the situation with your wife's kidney issue? I've shared it, and just from an ignorant person standpoint, if somebody watching this program, John, wanted to donate that kidney, just tell us about the situation and what would the process. Say for example, somebody who did not have health insurance but really wanted to do that deed, John. How would they do that? Go about that, brother?
Thanks, Robert. Thank you very much. Yeah, my wife Robin in 2023 went to the hospital, had a headache, had really bad headaches. She was really bad. She went to the hospital, and come to find out she was in kidney failure that ended up being called acute kidney failure. They don't know why. They kind of think it might. There was a couple of things, either COVID, because she did have COVID bad, either a vaccine she took, or she was in an injury, and she didn't have an injury. So it was one of those things that just happened. So that was in 2023. Her kidney function sits at like 15% kidney function. So you keep it above 10%, you can avoid dialysis. So that's something we try to do through diet. If you wanted, now we're looking for a donor, a living donor.
Yeah.
If you wanted to donate, first off, all things, if you're the person who's donating, Robin's insurance covers it all.
Okay.
That's how that works. Robin pays for her insurance would cover the person who donates.
So what if they donated and then say in Tennessee, they would cover the carrier taking it up there and all that stuff? Okay.
Yeah, all that.
And a man or a woman can do it, right?
Right. Exactly. Yep. And it's A positive, A negative, and O are the blood types that can donate to her. Okay. Let me give you a phone number. This is for people that would want to donate to Robin. The phone number is area code 716-898-5001. That's Erie County Medical Center up here, the Kidney Transplant Center. If you called that number, you would call them and say, I want to donate you'd actually say Robin Ristino, I want to donate to her. They would say, okay, fine, we'll send you a packet in the mail. You'll get the packet in the mail, you fill it out, send it back to them, and then they'll see if you can even go to the next step. They'll look it over, then they'll get in touch with you if they feel like you're even a candidate after you give them your whole history of health. And then after that, it starts. We've had someone from North Carolina who actually took a couple steps. We don't know where they've gone since then because we haven't heard. So a lot of times people will fall off. You don't know what could happen. And it's like one of those things you're not going to, what are you going to do? It's an incredible thing to do, man. If someone out there can be a donor, I mean, it's an amazing thing. She's hanging on. Robin's doing good. I mean, she, like I said, 15% kidney function, just trying to avoid dialysis. That number, 716-898-5001. That's the important number because you can call there and they will send you out the packet. And it's simple. You just fill it out. And at any time, if you feel like, look, that's people ask me a lot of times, like, you don't ask people for their kid. I mean, you just, you throw it out there, let people like you, Robert, you've been great. You share it, which is huge because you're down in Nashville. That gets the word out there. For all the people out there that are watching you, please, if you can't do it, just share it. Just sharing her story. Someone's going to do it. We got to get it. Someone will.
Mm-hmm. So, what is there fear that she may have to go on? Because I picked up that is very serious to get dialysis. Is there a fear that she may drop to that 10% at a certain time if she stays at this 15%? Can she live the rest of her life at this 15% per se, or?
Well, you know,
just going to be a kidney's going to be needed at some point.
You know what? Part of the story is when she went to that when she went to the emergency room in 2023 and they put her in intensive care, her kidney function was only 9% at the time.
Okay.
What happened is we were able to do this through diet because there's certain foods she can't eat. She can't eat anything with potassium and she can't eat anything with phosphorus. You got to try to avoid those.
Okay.
And we've avoided them really good. We've gotten her kidney function as high as 18%.
Okay.
It's dipped a little, but yeah, if it ends up, you know, there is that concern. You know, we're 3 years in now. We really want to get this going because what will end up happening is if she ends up getting to the point of dialysis, then you start looking for deceased donors, you know, people. And the only thing about those are they're great and they save lives and they're awesome. But a lot of times, Robin's only in her 40s. So what'll happen is she'll end up having to have another one in the next 5 years or so. You know what I mean? But the living donor is for life. I mean, she's good for life. But when you get one from a deceased donor, you know, you could get one for 10 years maybe, but you're definitely going to have another one is the way they make it sound. So,
yeah. You know, Albert Hainsworth used to play with the Titans, had to get one. And he did find it. It took him a while, though, to find. He did find a guy. A guy did give him his kidney, and that's a big deal, man. So what are you doing your shows, man? I know you're busy and got a lot on your plate, brother. I know.
What do we do? You know, we still do the Friday show, the Spitball and Bills. Now it's Spitball and Bills, but we do a lot of it's the whole NFL. So me and Scott still do that one. That you've been a guest, you got to come back on soon. I do Gridiron Weekly with a couple guys that I met online here. They're from Pittsburgh. They do a Pittsburgh Steelers show. We combined and did something called Gridiron Daily. We do it on you know what? We used to do it every Thursday night. We've kind of had some issues because the one guy who's on the show with us, he works for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So when they're in town, so things kind of get a little crazy. Yeah. So anyways, we're finding a new time and a slot, and I'll let you guys know. But the Gridiron Weekly is a cool show. And that's about all I'm doing right now. Is those right now?
6 o'clock Eastern, the Gridiron Weekly.
Gridiron Weekly was at 8 Eastern. We were doing it at 8 Eastern on Thursdays. The Friday show, the Bills Spitball and Sports podcast, is at 6 Eastern.
Okay. Yeah, I've been having to work more myself, and that's why I went down to 3 shows. I do one recorded in the mornings, and hopefully that'll change, man. It's just life gets you, brother.
Yeah. I hear you. Oh yeah, I've cut back a lot. I used to do so many other NHL stuff, and I'd love to get into doing. You know what I miss? I miss doing those. I used to do a show where it was all this, baseball, basketball. I miss, not the one like
crazy, huh?
Yeah, you get into everything. But someday I'll be back. As just like you. Someday I'll be back with more.
Yeah.
So
give me more. Well, good luck with your careers, brother, too. And this time next week, we're going to find out a lot about where these agents are going to go. Before yesterday, and McDuffie getting traded to the Rams, I wouldn't try to make you feel good. I think that your Bears would be Super Bowl picks for next year, for this coming up season, man. But now with the center issue and they can't bring in that edge rusher, I don't know. And then McDuffie going to the Rams. Last time they traded for a corner was Jalen Ramsey, and they ended up getting to the Super Bowl. So, woo!
Wow.
Then look, a lot of season. I think your Bears are that good, man. I was going to say that. I was going to give you props, brother. I know you don't play for the Bears and everything, but you're a Bears fan, and I just wanted you to know I'm really impressed with the season they had.
Yeah, I mean, the head coach has done a great. I mean, he changed everything. He really did. He changed everything. And Caleb Williams is better than I had no idea what to expect of him. I really didn't, because it was hard to tell at USC for me. I don't know. I didn't really know. That final year wasn't a good year. Remember, it wasn't a great year. And then the first year in Chicago was such a disaster. Ben Johnson's been incredible. They, I don't know, man. Their division's tough too. I mean, it's a tough division. I still think the Vikings, I want to see what you think of this before it gets too
Sure.
late. What would you think about Kyler Murray going there, going to the Vikings?
Yeah, I've talked about him before you came on, bro. And I tell you what, man, uh, that may work out for 1 year, but
Right.
or just a few. My take on guys like Kyler Murray, Tua, and eventually, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I got to call balls and strikes. These smaller quarterbacks,
Yeah.
these guys are under 5'10". Diego Pavi, the Vanderbilt player, eventually it's just too hard for them to see over the line of scrimmage. They're always going to be injured. Kyler Murray's had one season where he played 17 games, man. I was looking at that. Tua's, I mean, he's got some horrific injuries. You saw Tua. You're seeing the guy, even though he had a pretty decent season, young for Carolina. I just don't see it. And I know O'Connell is such a wizard. If they could get the quarterback right in Minnesota, I don't know why they don't make a run at Mac Jones from the 49ers.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good
John, right?
That's a good one. I forgot all about him actually. That's a real because that's what Minnesota they're going to regret what I don't think JJ McCarthy. I just don't see it in my eye test, but he might end up being great. But I don't see it. I just am surprised that they gave him the keys to the car. So now Mac Jones is a great idea. I think that's because I was thinking Kyler Murray. I'm like, maybe O'Connell can fix him, do something. But the size is an issue.
Backup though, he's such a good backup. He's good for 3 or 4 games, John.
Yeah.
So is Tua.
Those
guys get banged up really easy, and you can't really tell how banged up they are because they're going to play through it. But you start watching, my God, his play's falling off a truck.
Tua's got to think about retiring, right? I mean, I don't want to see something bad because that would be every time I got to tell you right now, man, every time he gets hit, I think of it because I have that one time he got hit against Buffalo and he just ran into arm, DeMar Hamlin's arm, and he got concussed to the point where he was out. So it's just
making kind of weird, and that was weird, man.
I don't like
game or it was the Buffalo game on that Sunday, wasn't it? And then they played him that Thursday. He got hurt again or something.
Yeah. So I mean, it's no. You're right though. What a great point. You're 5'9", even 5'10", and some of the offensive linemen are 6'6", 6'10". I mean, they're just huge. So I don't know how you can see. You're right.
Yeah, but I do think if you got those guys as a backup and your quarterback gets down with the hamstring or whatever, you plug a Kyler Murray in there for 4 games. That's great. I don't care about the quarterback controversy, people's ego. I'd maybe sign him, but it would be an open competition, and I would lean towards him being a backup. Now, he might not want that, but he's just too small, man. He's just too small. I'm surprised God bless him for getting a second. Him and Tua get a second contract in NFL. I mean, geez.
And the other guy, him and Justin Fields, I still can't believe that he got.
Yeah.
What he got from the Jets. I mean, he as far as I'm concerned, that guy, he might as well retire because I'm not quite
starting quarterback. Yeah.
No, I don't know what he's going to do.
He's going to get 25 to 30 million, John, and he's played 6 games. It's the need versus the man versus the supply. And this guy reminds me of I made a note. Matt Flynn from the Green Bay Packers, who started 2 games. He had 6 touchdowns. Go back to 2011. Against a meaningless game against the Lions, Seattle gives Matt Flynn 3 years only to get 3 years, like $21 million. This is 2011. Only to get beat out by 3rd round pick Russell Wilson.
It was not. Yeah. There's been this.
That's Malik Willis right there, and he can't hardly read a defense, but he looked pretty decent in a blowout against the Ravens. Are you kidding me? He's going to get 25 to 30 mil for that.
Yeah, who's talking about that? Is it they're talking the Dolphins, right? Is that who they've been? Or the Jags?
Maybe the Dolphins, because there's a connection there. There's a lot of reports about him going out, and I'm like, are you kidding me? He's a decent backup. God bless the guy if he gets 25 to 30 million dollars from somebody,
Well, there's a bunch of guys. I mean, and then you got the guy from the Colts, Anthony Richardson. I don't know what you do with him.
Talking about him. I mean, geez, are you serious?
All right.
And then the Colts are wanting to pay Daniel Jones a transition tag, $37 million, coming off of an Achilles, John.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I'll tell you right now, the Tennessee Titans. It feels like the Titans and the Jaguars could be, I don't know, sitting in a nice spot in that division.
Oh yeah,
the way I see it. Maybe
the coach.
You know who else needs a quarterback real quick is Houston. They need a quarterback quickly because that's a good defense. You don't like
Stroud at all now, huh?
Oh my gosh, it was so bad last year. Holy cow!
He has made a lot of mistakes lately.
That playoff game was horrendous. I've never seen such horror. That's how they should have beat the Patriots 3 times over. He was so bad. Anyways,
that's a prime example of a very talented quarterback who got off to a great start, but he has a defensive-minded head coach who's poured a lot of money into that defense, and they keep ripping out offensive linemen and now they're moving coordinators, and he's lost his confidence. And I think I'm not out on him, but yeah, he's went through a rough spot. I mean, 3 straight years, 3 straight playoffs. It's hard for me to get too down on Stroud, but a lot of this I do put on Ryan's having the influence of not wanting to really pay attention to that offense and continue his development. Kind of like, what was his name? The coach that used to Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez looked great, and then it started going down and downhill. Now Sanchez is a mess now, but that's a different story.
Yeah, right. Of course. Man, yeah.
Oh, man, I'm praying for everybody. Lou Holtz, man, do something with Mark Sanchez. You see what happened with him? He said he had fentanyl, cocaine, alcohol, beat up the delivery driver. What's wrong with that guy, man?
Yeah, I can't even imagine. He was just announcing games. He was just on. It wasn't that long. He was on. He was doing games. He did a Bears game, I remember, out west. I saw him. That's why I was stunned. And God, he was the last good Jets quarterback, I guess. Because they almost went to the conference final championship with him, I think.
Yeah. I think the Steelers put him out. So, wow. Woo. John Restano, I hope it's not a long layoff, man. Hopefully I'll bring you on when the Knicks are champions, brother.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be something. All right, I'll be here. I'm ready. Thanks, you.
Buddy. Have a round of applause. See you, man. Have a good night.
Later.
All right, everybody. If you like the show, share the show. I'll be back tomorrow with the Mad New Yorker. We'll be talking about some of the same topics, particularly that New York Knicks story. So have a good night, everybody. Same time, same place here on the Real Sports Scope.